Hello, I'm going to try to make a video about Tweetdeck, and the reason I wanted to do that, I'm thinking about it for a long time, but I've been wanting to make a video showing people Tweetdeck and how great I think it is. I'm hoping that more people would get involved and start using it and Twitter in general more. It's my favorite social media platform. And I don't understand why more people don't like it. But I thought if people maybe saw how I'm using it, perhaps they would think it would be interesting enough for them to try. And that is through TweetDeck. I basically never go to the actual Twitter.com website, which I opened up here. Just because I would never use Twitter if it was just like this. I think that Twitter should incorporate the TweetDeck format right into the main page here, because it really changes the way you relate and what you get out of Twitter, I think. But as you can see here, I follow 1,800 people on Twitter, and this feed here is just that collection of 1,800 people tweeting, and you obviously can't really keep up with that many people, especially when some of them are tweeting 50 to 100 times a day. But TweetDeck is a way for you to kind of organize this feed. So here, this home column is the actual main Twitter feed. So that's the same thing you would see on Twitter.com. This column and these columns are something that are very easy to set up by clicking Add Column here, and you can do them by hashtags or different user accounts and so on. I'll show you what a few more of these mean. This column here I've named Spotlighting. It could be, name it whatever you want, but it's a collection of Twitter users who I'm kind of prioritizing their tweets and people that I want to make sure that I see. And also this feature, you could do it on any column, but I only use it on this particular one, that's to set up the notifications, which you'll see here. So I never miss any breaking news or important things that are happening when I'm on my computer, because I will see that pop up. Today, when it was announced that there would be the special counsel to investigate the allegations involving the Trump campaign in Russia, Twitter kind of blew up for a while there, and there's tweets popping up like crazy because, for one, all of the major news organizations, of course, report on it, and the journalists, who I also follow on a lot of cases, start writing about it. And so you can definitely stay informed this way very well, I think. And as an editor for Elephant Journal, sometimes we cover breaking news or just like to be informed in general, or put out call-outs for people to write articles on different topics. It's a good way to do it. Here's another example of a list. This one is called Shambhala. I'm a Shambhala Buddhist and a director of the Shambhala Meditation Center here where I live. And this is a collection. There's Shambhala centers all over the world. Most of them have Twitter accounts, so I put them in here: Phoenix, LA. And it's fun to follow what they're up to and what they're tweeting about. There's also people like Ethan Nichtern is a famous Shambhala teacher and author who lives in New York, and so different people like that I've also added to this column. And I have a Elephant Journal column here, and this holds the 4 Elephant Journal Twitter accounts. So I have that all in one place, or sometimes I'll tweet to one of those accounts, and here you can see that there's a web version of TweetDeck, you can access it from any web browser in this way, or this is the desktop application that I've downloaded here, which I use when I'm on my laptop for work or otherwise. And so that's that. And here's an example of a hashtag. So when you're adding a column, if you do the search function, you can search for any hashtag, and you can add a column for that if it's something that you want to follow. This vegan one's really great. It has a lot of cool recipes, and it's just fun to see all the many people tweeting and engaged in healthy eating and looking out for animals and the environment and so on. So you can have hashtags of your different interests. Here's a news column, and that's just more, there's some overlap with the spotlight, with my spotlighting column, but this is just a list of tons of different news organizations. So if you want to read the news, you know, people maybe laugh, say, oh, you get your news from Twitter, but you're not really getting your news from Twitter. You're getting your news from all of these different news organizations. So if somebody who said, yeah, I read the New York Times, well, you know, you can get BBC, New York Times, NPR, Guardian, and whatever you would like to follow, The Atlantic, and New Yorker, Mother Jones, and read news stories from many sources easily and for free. I do have a New York Times digital subscription because I read them more now, but yeah, I think it's a very good way to stay informed. And here's another hashtag, editor problems. It's different editors talking about editor things and using that hashtag. It's a lot of funny stuff sometimes. Here's one that I wrote a few days ago. So you can see, not that that's not a highly used one. This is I don't know why this is here exactly, but this is just one of the Elephant Journal accounts, so you can I can see all of the tweets that came from that. I tweet to this account, so I can then retweet to my own account from that. Here's one that I call local, that just has local things to do, and weather, and radio stations, and local news organizations, so all things going on locally. And one, there's a lot of celebrities who use Twitter, and I put them into a column here. It's pretty interesting. Some celebrities are pretty active with Twitter, and I think it's really a cool outlet for a lot of them, and they're able to talk directly to their fans in ways that they otherwise don't, or wouldn't at least. So I think it's pretty interesting. If there's celebrities you like, to follow them on Twitter. And here's this is just a list of all my kind of interactions with people. Anytime my username is used in a tweet, it shows up there. And then this is just a column for all of my tweets and retweets. So I tweet a lot of the articles that I read, and sometimes I like to refer to them and go back to them, and I can find them easily in my Twitter feed here. This guy's a good guy to follow. And then here's direct messages, so you have your private one-on-one conversations, similar to like Facebook Messenger or whatever. They have that on Twitter. And to send somebody a direct message, you just put DM in front of the tweet. For, you know, if you're just tweeting normally at whoever, and then that will go. It won't go to your main Twitter feed. It goes to in this private message thing here. So you can follow whatever you're interested in, different hashtags, and have different lists. This one says like writing and stuff, has a lot of book publishers and things like that. I follow a lot of Buddhists, and I put them all in a column. And I don't really look at these that much, and you might just start to say, well, this is a way to organize, but this also looks kind of overwhelming. Well, I primarily, 90% of the time I'm using Twitter, as I'm just on this, what you see on this screen right here. And a huge percentage of that time is just focused on this one column here, and that's where I'm seeing the notifications from, and also if I'm just coming online and want to scroll back and see what's been going on, I would generally only look at this column. Sometimes I'll look over here at the main feed, and this might be people that I just started following, and you see things from time to time, and maybe if you like, you can add them to your spotlighting type column. Or sometimes I look at these other two, but it's primarily just this one. So if I have a lot of time and I just kind of have some time to play around, then I maybe will check out some of these other columns. But there's people from each of these columns that I do want to see, and then I put them into that spotlighting column, so I'm sure not to miss it. So it does definitely make things more manageable if you do it that way. But it's pretty simple to use. You can tweet, you can schedule tweets. So as you're doing things, you see these notifications popping up. If it's a story, I can click on it and be taken to that tweet. This is a link to a New York Times article. To tweet, and you can put multiple accounts. So this is the Shambhala St. Pete account that I tweet to sometimes as well. You can schedule tweets. Here, you can, if you're into strategies of social media use, there are different times of the day and different days of the week that are better for tweeting in terms of the engagement you're likely to receive. So when you know those times, or just if you're doing things in advance, you could, if you're, for instance, tweeting about meditation programs and you wanted to have something come out once a week, you could do that all at once. So just writing the tweets, scheduling them, and they'll just post whenever you schedule them. So you can work that way. I tried to do this video a couple times already and it kept cutting out, so I'm not really sure if I'm remembering everything I wanted to say, or if I've said it in a different video and now I don't remember. But I just wanted to kind of share my Tweetdeck experience with people and hopefully get more people to come and play with me on Twitter at TravisMay108. And I think it's the most fun and rewarding social media platform, so I hope that more people will try it out, and I think using Tweetdeck makes it a lot of fun. So if there's any questions, I probably left out 100 things. Feel free to ask and I'll try to help. Other than that, thanks for watching. And oh yeah, I did this. That wasn't working, so I did it here. Right. Somewhere. Okay, bye.